Hi and welcome back to Rad Riders. Today we're on the Campervan again, the motorcycle self-build campervan. So recap so far, we've got the van cleaned and stripped out. We've put the Dodomatt sound deadening material in there. We've also put the thermo fleece, which is a recycled plastic bottle from Dodomatt as well. That's in the cavities. I've put the MDF boards back over to secure that in place, even though it's glued in place, just to give it that extra barrier. And the next stage is putting the thermo barrier on. I've gone again with the same brand, Dodomatt. This is a thermo liner, and basically it's a 10mm foam, silver backed, and it's a peel and stick. It comes in rolls and you cut it down to size. I'm going to do the roof in this, and I'm going to do the internal panels as well. Initially I was going to seal it all and cover every item of interior. Personal choice on this, I'm not going for the vapor barrier. I want it warm, soundproofed and cosy. If it does build up any moisture, I'll simply open the window and turn the fan on. It's a straightforward process. It's measure, cut to size and peel back and stick on. So I'm going to do the roof next. I'll show you inside. So I'm going to stick it straight onto the roof, and then I'm sticking it over the MDF boards that's also holding in the thermo fleece layer. I'll do the same for the rear doors, and I'll completely cover the wheel arches. As I mentioned, these sections with the holes I'm not going to cover, because if there is any moisture in there, it's going to be allowed to get out. And I'm sure of a van this age with this mileage, there will be moisture in there. If it was in a hot country, it would be a different scenario, but here in Blighty, there's going to be moisture in there and I ain't going to trap it in. So let's start the process. It's important to only peel a little bit back at a time, because if you peel too much, it will stick to each other. Just like that. Trim to fit and push down. Now to get on with the rest. Okay. That's all the roof lined. Took me about half an hour, taking my time. As I mentioned, I'm not going to seal the edges up, because all these little holes will have moisture in there. And being in the UK in November, that's going to get trapped. Whether I go back and do that at a later date is another story, but for now, that's the insulation. I'm going to put a layer of thermo fleece in there, and then I'm going to put the lining on. But first, I've got to get the walls done. Doing the sides is exactly the same principle as doing the roof. You cut to size, measure before you peel again, then stick, and then trim off the corners. Easy as that. The plastic on the back is really fine, and what I found is when I'm peeling it all off, thinking it's coming off in one, it's leaving a section in the middle which is not going to allow it to adhere. So just make sure it comes off in one, because if it gets the slightest break, it ain't going to stick. That's the first two panels done. Much easier because there's no contours to get into. Now for the rest. Okay, let's have an update. So we've got the walls in, and we've got the ceiling in. I'm going to pack some more of the fleece in these cavities, and then I'm going to carpet the ply lining and stick that over. Let's have a look from the back. So now we've got double the insulation. We've got the sound deadening mats, plus the thermal fleece, and then the thermo liner. Wheel arch. So any offcuts that you've got, just leave for the wheel arches, because they're going to be covered anyway. You're not going to see those. I've lined the doors. And I'm going to crack on with the floor. Same rules apply. I'm going to lay it widthways because of the indentation of the flooring. And I'm going to cover the entire floor and finish it off with taping up all the seams. So I'll crack on with this and I'll catch you in a bit. Now you can use a roller on this, but I find the flat of your palm gets in all of the indentations and gets a good bond, and it's important to get a good adhesive fixing. And here we are completed. Floor is now fully in, and that's all been taped up with aluminium tape. I've left a gap just in order to put the ply flooring back in. I mean, ideally you should cover that completely, but I don't want to cut down the ply flooring. It's cut to millimetre perfect. And if I start cutting with that, I'll mess it about, and if I mess it about, I may as well have just started in the first place with a big sheet and did it myself. Plus, as we all know, wood expands and contracts, and that's a nice little expansion gap. So we've got triple the insulation as well as the sound deadening. Okay, so that's it for today. Next step is putting in the flooring, screwing that down properly, and putting the ply roof in as well. At the same time as I'll do that, I'll do the spotlights, pre-drill those, and then we'll start to get the carpet lining done on the internal ply. I can already feel the comfort inside of it. Not only is it soft to touch, it's very, very comfortable, and it's very, very warm. It's middle of November, it's about 10 degrees outside, but already sat inside here, it's nice and toasty. So I think it's really going to work, especially when I get the carpet lining, the ply, ceiling and the flooring in. We've got the makings of a great camper. So thanks for sticking around for this episode. Please, if you've got any comments, drop them below. I answer all my comments. If you like what you see, give us a big thumbs up. And don't forget, if you've not already subscribed, subscribe to my channel. More content like this from start to finish of the motorcycle carrying camper conversion. Complete DIY from scratch, including all costings and step-by-step instructions. I broke it down into individual bite-sized segments, which is easier to follow, and if you're only specific to one particular part of the van build that you'd like to concentrate on, you can skip straight to that without going through an hour and a half of me doing the full conversion. My name is Mick, you've been watching Rad Riders, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.